of your car insurance. Quote online today and see what you can save at elephant.com.
Good morning. Night 2 of the RNC in the books.
He demands action and he gets results.
The 3 things to know and what to expect tonight.
Trouble in the tropics could mean higher prices at the pump. How much higher could they go, and why waiting to fill up could cost you.
And we're live down at the ocean front for the East Coast Surfing Championships. I'm going to talk about the weather we can expect today and how Hurricane Laura or the remnants may eventually impact us here in Hampton Roads.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for waking up with us here at Daybreak. We have Bethany and Peyton in the studio today. We'll be talking with Bethany. Update on traffic coming up in a few minutes, but we're going to start with meteorologist Craig Moeller down at the ocean front. Craig, good morning to you, and let us know what you're doing down there today.
Well, I've got my board shorts on. I've got my sunglasses in hand. It must be time for the East Coast Surfing Championships, and that's exactly why we're down here. Beautiful weather. Let's go ahead and take a look, if we can, Nehemiah, at the sky off to the east. Sun will be coming up, and we are in for a lot of sunshine today. Now, it's been really windy down here at the ocean front. I say really windy. Winds have been probably sustained around 20, maybe 25 miles per hour. Some of the gusts. The winds will ease a little bit as we go past sunrise. Generally today, north winds at about 15 miles per hour. That's really significant because our temperatures today are going to stay in the 80s as opposed to the 90s as they've been for the past couple of days. So a little break from the heat, a lot of sunshine. It's going to be really nice. We'll enjoy a high of about 86 degrees. Later tonight, the winds shift back to the southwest, and that means temperatures tomorrow back into the 90s. So our weather here looks great. Of course, the big concern down along the Gulf Coast with Hurricane Laura, forecast to continue to intensify before making landfall as a major hurricane late tonight and early tomorrow morning along the Texas, Louisiana, Gulf Coast region. So we're going to talk a lot more about that coming up, and we're going to have a lot more on the East Coast Surfing Championships in just a bit. Throw it back to Bethany now with a look at the traffic.
All right, thanks, Craig. Taking a look at your traffic conditions right now, still monitoring this accident in Hampton. This is 64 westbound near Mercury Boulevard. Here's the thing. This accident's been going on for about an hour now. First, they had this lane closed. Then they moved off to the shoulder. Now they've closed this lane once again. So just a heads up, one westbound lane closed on 64 and the shoulder here closed as they work this accident. The good news, take a look. Traffic light and moving by this accident just fine. No big slowdown with that. That's the good news up there in Hampton. More good news for you? We got nothing else going on. Looking really great. The only thing I'm monitoring is the drive time on 564 West. If you're headed to Naval Station Norfolk, it's ramping up, and it's ramping up quick. This is an unusual ramp up for this time of morning. Dan?
Okay, Bethany, thanks. Now to a story that broke overnight in Norfolk, and it's a hard one to start with this morning. 3 adults and a child were shot last night off Princess Anne Road. 13 News Now reporter Madison Kimbrough is live at police headquarters, and Madison detectives staying busy investigating a quadruple shooting.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. So the call came in around 10:15 last night. Take a look at the video that we shot yesterday where you can really see the extent of the scene. 3 adults and a child were taken to the hospital. The child is being treated for life-threatening injuries at CHKD. Now, it's still unclear how many people in total were involved or if police have any suspects in custody. Something we can confirm is that the 3 adults are facing non-life-threatening injuries, so that is good to know. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout the morning once we learn more information. Live in Norfolk, Madison Kimbrough, 13 News Now.
New this morning, you may have seen this floating around on your news feed. It's a proposal by Norfolk City Council banning guns in public buildings, parks, roads, and other places. That proposal has been postponed. We heard from Councilwoman Andrea McClellan. She said an error in the proposed ordinance prompted the city attorney to pull it from the agenda. The second night of the Republican National Convention now in the books. A lot happened during the event, so we'll give you the top 3 takeaways. We'll start with First Lady Melania Trump, who was the headliner of the evening. She gave her speech from the newly renovated White House Rose Garden and spoke on topics like the American dream, recent protests over racial inequality, and also acknowledged the pandemic's toll on the U.S.
The invisible enemy, COVID-19, swept across our beautiful country and impacted all of us. My deepest sympathy goes out to everyone who has lost a loved one.
Another speaker included Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. No other sitting Secretary of State has done this in modern history, and the decision drew some criticism due to a bill that forbids federal employees from engaging in political activities. Pompeo pre-taped his speech from Jerusalem as a public figure without the use of any federal staff or space. And lastly, President Trump announced the pardon of a convicted felon. John Ponder is a convicted felon for a series of bank robberies. After getting out of prison, he started a nonprofit called Hope for Prisoners. The RNC continues tonight in Charlotte, and here's a look at who we expect to hear from tonight. You have Vice President Mike Pence and his wife Karen, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, also Counselor to the President Kellyanne Conway, and the President's daughter-in-law Laura Trump. Another big story we're following this morning would be Hurricane Laura. We'll send things over to Bethany with more.
Well, Dan, even though this storm is thousands of miles away from us, it could still impact us here in a very different way. Here's why. There are a ton of oil platforms in the Gulf, and refineries dot the coast, so work there has pretty much come to a halt. Now you know what comes next. Higher gas prices. AAA says prices at the pump will start to spike, especially since Laura will be a lot stronger than expected. And right now, NOAA has issued a storm surge warning from an area just below Houston, Texas, all the way to the mouth of the Mississippi River. We're talking hundreds of miles of coastline. The National Weather Service says that the surge from Laura could impact up to 30 miles inland from the coast in southwestern Louisiana and far southeastern Texas. It's expected to become a Cat 4 hurricane when it does make landfall. Dan?
Okay, thank you, Bethany. And you know, when it comes to hurricanes, a lot of information can come at you fast. So we're going to turn things over to meteorologist Rochelle Peart with some of the best way to track these, Rochelle.
Yeah, good morning, Dan. I know there's a lot of interest with Laura as it does teeter on that major hurricane status. So we want to keep things accurate for you. And two of the models that we tend to look at a little bit more closely, of course, we look at a wide range, are the American and the European model. But when it comes to accuracy, is one more accurate than the other? I'm connecting the dots. The two global models you hear about the most are the American and the European. The American is officially called the Global Forecast System Model, or GFS, and is created and operated by the National Weather Service here in the U.S. And this is no rinky-dink forecast. Now, it uses a supercomputer considered one of the fastest in the world. The European model is officially called the European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecast and is the result of a partnership of 34 different nations. Looking at last year's forecast, the European model did do better than the American, especially when we were 1 to 2 days out from a storm. Now that's according to the National Hurricane Center Forecast Verification Report. According to the Washington Post, that's because the European model is considered computationally more powerful. Now that's thanks to raw supercomputer power and the math behind the model. No matter how much computer power you have, you still need humans to interpret these models, and that's where a skilled meteorologist comes in. They look at the models, weigh their strengths and weaknesses, and consider the circumstances for each storm. And that's how they let us know when to be of concern and when to stay calm. And looking at more at Hurricane Laura, let's send things over to Peyton Domschke with more.
Well, continuing to talk about Laura in particular, I do want to point out that this system is continuing to intensify, which it's a mature storm right now, but it will continue to mature as it gets farther on and actually nears landfall this evening and early tomorrow morning. But I want to point out you're starting to see a little bit of an eye there. But in terms of Hampton Roads, your one thing to know, it's going to be an absolutely wonderful Wednesday. Make sure you get out and enjoy today's weather because the heat and humidity is back tomorrow as well as on Friday. Bethany, though, what's the one thing to know for traffic this morning?
Well, the one thing you need to know, Peyton, is right now I'm only watching one accident. This is 64 westbound near Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. Not affecting traffic too bad at all. And your traffic conditions looking really great. The only drive time ramping up is 564 west to Naval Station, Norfolk. Dan?
Deadly wildfires have burned more than 1 million acres across California in just a few days. But firefighters say there's finally some hope in the forecast.
The end of summer event is on at Toyota. And right now is the best time to save big on the stylish SUV you've been dreaming of. Be sure to check out the spacious Highlander with seating for 8. Now buy with 1.9% APR plus 500 bonus cash or 2,000 cash allowance from Toyota. Or go off-road in a Toyota 4Runner now with 1,000 cash back. The end of summer event means big savings at Toyota. Visit your dealer today. Toyota.
Summer is here, and Bathfitter has savings that sizzle. Call now and receive 0% interest for 24 months on your tub or shower upgrade. Give your bathroom the makeover it deserves with our exclusive one-piece wall system and installation in as little as 1 day. All with our lifetime worry-free warranty on labor and materials. Save this summer on the bathroom of your dreams. Call now and find out why Bathfitter is the perfect fit.
Hey man, what happened to your arm?
Car accident. Guy ran the red.
You have anybody representing it?
No, not yet.
When I had my car accident, I used the motorcycle law group.
I didn't know they handled car accidents.
The lawyers at the Motorcycle Law Group are not only avid riders. We are dedicated personal injury attorneys with the experience to help you with any type of motor vehicle case.
Call the Motorcycle Law Group today or visit our website at motorcyclelawgroup.com.
Joint Services Transcript. What is it and why do I need it? JST is an academically accepted document approved by the American Council on Education to validate a service member's military occupational experience and training, along with the corresponding ACE college credit recommendations.
For more details, visit ecpi.edu. Military Now education tips are brought to you by ECPI University, ranked #1 best for veterans in 2020 by the Military Times.
Flexible. Hands-on. Accelerated. A best college for vets? We think so. And so does the Military Times for the 9th year in a row. ECPI University. What are you waiting for?
The Hampton Roads Honda dealers are also very excited to announce our Military Appreciation Offer, which we're extending to all current military members as well as their spouses. We would like to honor all who have served and sacrificed for our U.S. military. Learn more about these great savings at HamptonRoadsHondaDealers.com. And thank you again for your service. Honda, the perfect ride for Hampton Roads.
Taking a live look over the Virginia Beach oceanfront. The East Coast Surfing Championship is underway this week. Meteorologist Craig Moeller is live at the beach this morning talking to organizers about what surfers and spectators can expect. We'll hear from him in just a few minutes. Beautiful colors there at the oceanfront. Now turning to your daily checklist, though, these are some of the big stories we're following around the country. Number one, wildfires have burned more than 1 million acres across California in just the last few days. At least 7 people have been killed in those flames. But firefighters say the weather is finally turning in their favor. Lower temperatures and weaker winds are helping them get those flames under control. It looks like the Robert E. Lee statue in Richmond won't be moving anytime soon. The lawsuit over the statue's future won't head to trial until this October. Governor Northam announced plans to take it down back in early July, but that removal since been blocked by several lawsuits challenging that authority. And we're getting a first look at a new memorial to enslaved African Americans at William and Mary. The school just released this final design concept. Looks great. Private gifts raised more than $1 million for that project. The amount will be matched by the Board of Visitors, and work should start early next year. All right, we know you're focused on it, and so are we. The first day of school can be nerve-wracking, especially for first-time teachers. And 13 News Now reporter Madison Kimbrough introduces us to a teacher about to make her virtual debut.
If I can inspire a change and make a difference in any capacity, small or large, I'd love to be able to do that, and so I figured teaching was a great way.
Meet Brittany Mays, a first-year teacher at Douglas Park Elementary School in Portsmouth, where she'll teach 4th grade math and science. But the first day of school will be unlike anything she studied for at Messiah University in Pennsylvania. Portsmouth Public Schools will start the semester with virtual learning. Mays has the challenge of being a first-year teacher in a virtual world, and one of her biggest hurdles, not meeting her kids face-to-face.
That is like such a big thing for me, is building relationships. You have got to have trust with your students and have that relationship so that they feel comfortable in their learning environment and they can grow in their learning environment. So that's definitely first and foremost one of my main worries.
Mays will be using technology to get to know her students and their parents. There will be a virtual open house using Zoom. Mays is happy that Portsmouth teachers get the option to either teach at home or in the classroom. For now, she's chosen the classroom, which will also enable her to get more acquainted with her colleagues. And there's one bright side to all of this that's going to help her profusely while teaching.
I think the one blessing that we have in terms of virtual learning is that kids are very much in tune with media, with anything electronics. So we have that going for us. And I think that that's honestly one of the main ways that I'll be able to connect with students.
Madison Kimbrough with that back-to-school story, sending things over to meteorologist Peyton Domschke and get an update from the hurricane hunters.
We sure are. A few of the co-workers here have asked me, why do I have a plane behind me?
Yeah.
Well, it's a hurricane hunter. In terms of what hurricane hunters really do, they're actually set out to fly through an eye of the storm. So this is exactly what this current path of trajectory is. And this is the latest plane actually sent out to further identify and confirm some things about Hurricane Laura and see if anything is rapidly intensifying or continuing to. So yes, they fly through that eye of the storm and they drop a few weather instruments which give us the latest update. So that's what that really looks like. This is a mature storm we have on our hands, and by early this afternoon you can already see that eye wall starting to form. All of that around the center, all those brighter colors. This is that convective activity in terms of thunderstorm activity around it, those cloud tops as well. But that eye wall going to continue to get stronger as this storm continues to intensify by hitting Category 4 hurricane status by early this afternoon. So this is the current path. The latest advisory as of 5 a.m. shows us actually hitting Category 4 status by right around 2 p.m. This afternoon. But in terms of when it makes landfall, late tonight, early tomorrow morning, this is when things get a little bit tricky. The storm itself is going to run into a few factors that could impact its actual status in terms of its strength when it makes landfall. So it could make landfall as a Category 3 or 4 hurricane, but nonetheless, it's going to be a major impact to the Louisiana-Texas coastline. But Craig, I know you are at the oceanfront this morning, and I want to know what you're doing in terms of being down at the oceanfront. Are you getting in the water this morning?
I have not gotten in the water yet, but these waves are calling. How beautiful is this out here? You can see a handful of surfers. There's a father and son, a couple other surfers coming down, getting some runs in before the East Coast Surfing Championships get started. Phil, if we can get Phil Jackson, this is a surf director. We're going to talk about the conditions coming up in just a moment. First, the forecast. Today's temperatures are going to be close to 86 degrees. Lots of sunshine across the region. Beautiful today. We do have a north wind, and it's been pretty breezy down here at the ocean front. We're going to talk about how that's impacting the surf in a moment. Lows tonight back down into the lower 70s to mid-70s across the area, around 73 officially. And then tomorrow with the southwest wind, temperatures getting back up into the mid-90s. So serious heat building across the region. As we look forward over the coming 7 days, I do want to give folks a heads up as we track the remnants of Laura. They are going to push across Kentucky and Tennessee into West Virginia, and eventually here in Hampton Roads, I believe we will see some scattered showers and storms Saturday into Saturday night. As the system exits, it may even intensify a little bit moving off the northeast U.S. coast. Around here, our weather much improved Sunday into early next week. All right, Phil Jackson is here, the surf director. Good to have you here, man. Talk to me about the surf conditions. What are we looking at today?
Hey, you know, it's completely different than it was yesterday. Yesterday it was offshore all day long, clean, glassy conditions, really good in the morning. Now we have an onshore wind, but actually I'm okay with that because the swell dropped. So the onshore wind's giving us a little bit of a bump, so we should be able to finish the day out today. You know, you take a look at this stuff, and guys can pretty much surf. The men and women out here can surf just about anything, but the bigger swells obviously help. Yeah, you know, we want some epic conditions. It's great for scoring. It's great for the live, the live feed. But As long as the kids are stoked and the adults are stoked, that's all that matters.
And it's going to be a great show. Now, we've been talking with George earlier about it. For folks that can come down here, they're going to have a great show, but they can also check it out online. You guys have this streaming all over the place, right?
Yeah, it's live streaming on the ECSC Facebook page.
Yeah, so you definitely want to check it out.
Everybody across the world can watch it.
There you go. And again, interesting note, George was saying this will now be the longest continuous running surf competition in the world. Pretty cool.
Hey, it's official.
There you go, man. All right. Well, we're going to talk more with George, and I think Wes Lane's going to be down here as well. Stay tuned. We'll have more coming up. Bethany, let me send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Craig. Looking good out there. Hey, taking a look at our traffic, also looking good. 64 westbound near Mercury Boulevard. We've been monitoring an accident here all morning. It is now clear, you guys. Awesome news for us right as we hit the peak of our congestion hour. Looking really great. That accident has moved out. Look at that map. It's all clear. I love this part of my job. All clear, all beautiful out there. Your drive times right now looking good. The only drive time that's really ramping up is 564 westbound if you're headed to Naval Station, Norfolk. And this is ramping up early, and it's getting up there in time. For the last few months, I've only ever seen it really hit 10 minutes of stand time. Now we're at 16, which means you're going slower than normal. Might want to leave a few minutes earlier. Dan?
Still to come, will an extra stamp give your mail-in vote first-class treatment? The Verify team is on it.
As a young man, Wayne had an insatiable appetite for knowledge, as well as quite questionable taste in hairstyles. Under the watchful eye of his trusted and only friend Mac, Wayne worked tirelessly to discover the secret to providing great cars to credit-challenged individuals everywhere. One day in the 6th grade, when almost all hope was lost and he was ready to give up his mission, he did it. And the rest, as they say, is history. Stop by any one of our locations or check us out online at theautoconnection.com.
It's the Rooms to Go Labor Day sale, the perfect time to refresh your home. Shop and save on our huge selection of furniture, like this living room, just $15.77 or $27 a month, or this sectional, $9.99 or $17 a month. Save on rooms like this, or this, just $9.99 or $17 a month. Shop room by room and get low sale prices like this, with 60-month interest-free financing and no minimum purchase during the Rooms to Go Labor Day sale.
Call R.S. Andrews and keep your family cool this summer. For a limited time, we'll take $50 off any cooling system repair. Visit SaveMyHVAC.com for details. R.S. Andrews, Heating and Cooling.
Don't you hesitate, R.S. Andrews.
Valspar Signature holds up to common stains and cleans up easy. Discover what's possible at Lowe's.
Most auto insurers love when you have 2 cars. And they love it even more when you have a driveway full. Because they get to charge you more. At Elephant Insurance, we believe the more cars you have, the more you save. We call it the Elephant Multi-Car Discount. It's like buying in bulk. And you can save up to 25%. Take control of your car insurance. Quote online today and see what you can save at elephant.com.
For great selection and ultimate customer satisfaction, know who you're riding with.
Charles Barker Automotive.
Millions of people will be voting by mail for the first time this November. And with so much information about it spreading on social media, it's hard to know what's legit. That's why the Verify team is here, to separate fact from fiction. A viewer asked us to verify this post that says, quote, adding a stamp to your postage paid ballot will force USPS to handle it as first class instead of bulk. Our source for this one is the U.S. Postal Service. In a statement, USPS says, quote, if postage on a returning ballot envelope is prepaid by election officials, it is first class mail. So adding postage to the envelope is unnecessary and will not enhance service. So with that, we could verify that false. Adding a stamp to your ballot will not change your service. But there is some more important information that you should know about this process. If your ballot doesn't come postage paid, USPS says each state will decide how much postage is required. But no matter that price, all ballots will be treated as first class mail. And if you don't use enough postage or forget postage altogether, USPS says the following. In cases where a ballot enters the mail stream without the proper amount of postage, the Postal Service will collect postage from the appropriate Board of Election. So the main point here is this. Postage or not, your ballot's going to be delivered. If you're verified, this is Evan Kozlov.
If you see something you want the Verify team to dig into, let us know. Send us an email or reach out on social media. Next on Daybreak, breaking news out of Norfolk, where a child was seriously injured in a late-night shooting. And the latest out of Wisconsin after another night of clashes between police and protesters.
We're keeping you posted on all things Hurricane Laura. Just shy of Category 3 status at this very moment, but lots of intensification projected. I'll have all that outlook coming up in just a little bit.
Start your day with Daybreak. Start smart.
This was causing the most congestion. This was near Fort Eustis Boulevard.
As you can see, it's still a very, very active scene.
It's a steamy start to the week.
13 News Now Daybreak. Start a new routine in the morning. Join us on air and on Facebook.
Hurricane season is here, and it's time to get storm mode ready. Scan this code now to download the 13 News Now Storm Mode Hurricane Guide on your mobile device for quick reference to emergency contacts, supply checklists, evacuation routes, and much more.
Pyramid Roofing, the most trusted roofer in Hampton Roads, is now offering leaf relief gutter systems for your home. Don't delay, call today.
You know you're in luck when you see the yellow truck from Pyramid Roofing.
What used to be normal before the pandemic is no longer normal today. At C.E. Thurston & Sons, we're adapting to this new normal. We're not new to change. For over 100 years of business in Hampton Roads, we've been through several wars and recessions. So regardless of what the uncertainty is, we at C.E. Thurston & Sons know for certain that we remain committed to ensuring we're doing the right things. C.E. Thurston & Sons is open for business, along with our 150 associates, always ready to serve our customers.
Hey, are you living with tired floors? Wake them up fast and save a ton of money with the 50 Floor 60% off sale. 60% off carpet, hardwood, tile, vinyl, or laminate. It's easy too. We bring hundreds of samples to you. See them in your home with your furniture and lighting. You're gonna love your new floors. But hurry, 60% off ends at the end of the month. Plus save an extra $100 with promo code FLOORTIME. Pay no interest and paid in full in 12 months.
Call 877-50-FLOOR. Pick up the phone, we'll be knocking at your door.
If you're shopping for a used vehicle, you'll want to buy from someone you can trust. That's exactly why Casey Auto offers 2 years or 200,000 miles of coverage and a true 3-day money-back guarantee with every pre-owned vehicle. And if you're considering selling your vehicle, now's a great time. Low supply and increased demand means we're paying top dollar. Visit us online at CaseyAuto.com and shop with peace of mind. Casey, the only name you need to know.
Call Pyramid Roofing today and ask for our $75 off Leaf Relief Gutter System special.
You know you're in luck when you see the yellow truck from Pyramid Roofing.
Good morning. Bracing for impact. Thousands of people on the move this morning, racing to get out of harm's way as Laura strengthens. Back at home, confusion over cash left some workers on the front lines without hazard pay. The change on the way.
And we're down at the Virginia Beach oceanfront for the East Coast Surfing Championships. It's going to be a beautiful day. Get your board shorts and grab your sunglasses. I'll have the forecast.
But first, a breaking news alert in Norfolk. While you were sleeping, Norfolk police were called to a shooting that left 3 adults and a child hurt. Doctors working to save that child's life this morning. 13 News Now reporter Madison Kimbrough live at police headquarters with more on what we know happened. Madison.
Yeah, the call came in around 10:15 last night. We took video, so take a look at that where you can really see the extent of the scene that we're talking about. 3 adults and a child were taken to the hospital. The child is being treated for life-threatening injuries at CHKD. It's still unclear how many people in total were involved or if police have any suspects in custody. Now, we can confirm that the 3 adults are suffering non-life-threatening injuries, so that is good news. We will keep you updated as more information comes in. Live in Norfolk, Madison Kimbrough, 13 News Now.
Okay, Madison, thanks. I want to show you again where the shooting happened. It was an apartment complex just off Princess Anne Road, and detectives still need your help to piece this all together. If you can help, give the crime line a call. Now to the other big story of the morning, impacting millions of people along the Gulf Coast. Overnight, Hurricane Laura rapidly grew stronger, and now time is quickly running out for thousands of families to board up, pack up, and get out. Let's bring in the expert. Craig Muller's at the ocean front this morning. And Craig, this is a large hurricane we're talking about here.
Yeah, this is really a very dangerous situation for residents down along the Gulf Coast. And this is a Texas-Louisiana border right along the state line. That's where we're anticipating a landfall later tonight and early tomorrow. Maximum winds right now, 110 miles per hour. It is a strong Category 2. Forecast to become a Category 3, a major hurricane as we go later today, and it may make landfall as a Cat 3 or possibly a Cat 4 hurricane. Right now the movement's northwest at about 15 miles per hour. Peyton Domschke will have more on the exact track with Laura coming up. What I want to talk to you about out here right now at the oceanfront, look at the horizon. The sun is coming up. We've got some surfers out in the line right now enjoying these swells. The East Coast Surfing Championship is going to be going again, picking up at 8 o'clock this morning. The pros will get out there. 300 competitors from around the country surfing right here in Virginia Beach. We're going to talk about that as the sun comes up. Mostly sunny, highs today near 86. What a gorgeous day. I have more coming up. Let's check in now with Bethany. Good morning.
Good morning, Craig. And what a pair of shorts you have on out there. Hey, looking at our traffic right now, looking really great. Here's a look at 64. This is near Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. You can see traffic moving along great. We had an accident here earlier that closed one lane for about an hour. That since it's cleared up, traffic doing its thing now this morning on the peninsula, and traffic doing its thing across our area this morning. No accidents, no major issues. The only slowdown I'm monitoring right now is 564 westbound. Check that out. Woo, it's a bit heavy this morning, heavier than what we've seen in the last month or so. If you're headed to Naval Station Norfolk, heads up, you might want to leave a few minutes earlier than you have been in the last couple of months. We're at a 14-minute drive time now in the red for 564 west. Dan?
All right, Bethany, thank you. 13 News Now is your back-to-school station. The Virginia Beach City Public School Board held a meeting last night to give an update on their back-to-school plan. The board gave an update on the reopening survey that they sent out to parents, and here's what they learned. 53% of families voted to return to face-to-face instruction when it is safe.
September the 8th, when we're all virtual, we're ready to go. But then when we do bring students back, we're ready to do so as safely as possible. And so, that's a week-to-week assessment, but if our metrics tell us so, and we know we have confidence that we've done everything to prepare, we're going to bring students back.
Now, in the meantime, the division is making sure both teachers and students have everything they need for virtual learning when classes start back up in just a couple weeks. Today is the last day to pitch in and make sure students in Newport News have everything they need for the start of the year. Newport News Public Schools partnered with Kits for Kids, which starts at $12. You can order them online and have them shipped to the district. You can also drop off any supplies to the school's administration building or at the Piggly Wiggly on Jefferson Avenue. Students at Norfolk State University will start their fall semester virtually today, but it won't stay that way. School announced plans yesterday that it will have 2 weeks of virtual learning, then shift to a hybrid of face-to-face and online courses. That will start September 7th. Also, ODU announcing that when classes resume next week, students should expect to find a combo of online and in-person courses. Making headlines in Virginia Beach this morning, the city is giving emergency first responders as well as certain full-time employees like waste management workers hazard pay. At last night's city council meeting, some people spoke in support of that decision. Among the speakers, a waste management employee who says they are underfunded, and he felt his department had been overlooked during the pandemic.
We really enjoy what we're doing, but the issue here now, even with the hazard pay, I think it kind of hurt us in a sense because we are so committed to what we do. And it just seems as if we were just overlooked. And what we're asking for, I don't think is too far-fetched. I think it's something that we really deserve.
First responders will get a one-time payment of $1,500. Eligible full-time employees will get $250, and the city will vote on another payment for city employees next month. This afternoon, residents of St. Paul's Quadrant and their supporters will gather outside Norfolk City Hall, calling on answers from Mayor Kenny Alexander. The city has been developing a project that would demolish the public housing on that block to build a mixed-income apartment complex in its place. Residents sent the mayor a letter a little over a month ago asking him to protect the residents who live in public housing there. They say they never got a response from the mayor. That protest starts at noon. Breaking overnight, gunfire during protests in Kenosha. The details just coming in. And the push for police reform at home.
Gene, did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
That's great.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? John Stamos to knit you a scarf?
I'll finish, Gene. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I give.
The stitch work is impeccable.
That's just a double fleck pattern with a reverse garter stitch. No big deal.
Is your hair this soft?
Softer.
Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th.
Hey, man, what happened to your arm?
Car accident. Guy ran the red.
You have anybody representing it?
No, not yet.
When I had my car accident, I used the Motorcycle Law Group.
I didn't know they handled car accidents.
The lawyers at the Motorcycle Law Group are not only avid riders. We are dedicated personal injury attorneys with the experience to help you with any type of motor vehicle case.
Call the Motorcycle Law Group today or visit our website at motorcyclelawgroup.com.
Find your keys. Find your get up and go. Find pants that aren't sweats. Find your friends. Find your sense of wonder. Find the world is new again. At Chevy, we'd like to take you there. Now, during the Chevy Open Road Sales Event, get up to 15% of MSRP cash back on select 2020 models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. It's time to find new roads again.
Do you need to replace your air conditioning and heating system? Now is the perfect time with R.S. Andrews. Get that new energy-efficient HVAC system for as low as $99 per month. You could also be eligible for up to $300 in federal tax credits. Visit SaveMyHVAC.com for details.
At R&R Tire Express, we've got your wheels. All the top brands, best sellers, and new styles for 2020. Polished, painted, color, and we've got chrome. Hurry in for the best selection and pay nothing for 90 days. R&R Tire Express, your custom wheel headquarters.
A global pandemic, an economy in crisis. Middle-class families need help, but Washington's priorities are all mixed up. Take Congresswoman Elaine Luria. Luria was against the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that saved middle-class families thousands. Democrat Party leadership is holding the COVID relief bill hostage when the middle class needs help. Call Congresswoman Elaine Luria. Tell her it's time to pass a COVID relief bill and to stand up and help middle-class families.
Good Wednesday morning. Time now 6:38. It's just an absolutely beautiful start to the middle of the week across Hampton Roads. You're taking a live look at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. There's loads of surfers out in the water as we have a little bit of a surfing competition happening right now. We'll hear more from Craig Moeller in just a little bit. But in terms of temperatures today, we're going to be in the mid to upper 80s depending on your location. A little bit warmer farther back inland near Wakefield, 89 degrees, 88 in Franklin. For Norfolk as well as Virginia Beach, right around 86 degrees. Taking you up to the peninsula and the eastern shore, a little bit cooler near Matthews as well as Cape Charles, 83 degrees, and even there up in Melfa too. Down through northeast North Carolina, a similar story, almost 90 degrees in a few locations near Hertford at least. Still a little bit cooler down throughout the Outer Banks, the low 80s there. But if you are headed out today, there's going to be loads of sunshine around, so that UV index is going to be right around a 9. That burn time very quick. We're going to be right around 25 minutes. So if you are headed out and have plans to maybe chill beachside, head to the beach or poolside, you're going to want to reapply the SPF. In terms of where should we be for this time of the year temperature wise, we should be right around 84 degrees. So today going to be right around average, but take a look by tomorrow and even Friday. Temperature is going to be about 10 degrees warmer tomorrow than today's high temperature. So we're going to top out tomorrow near 96 degrees, triple digit heat indices expected. So keep in mind that tomorrow going to be a lot hotter. Get out and enjoy today while it's around. We're going to keep you peeled to the tropics in terms of Hurricane Laura. Right now still a category 2, projected to hit category 4 status momentarily by this afternoon, but I'll keep you posted on the latest tracking. I'll have that update coming in just a little bit, but Bethany Reese has an update on your morning commute. Bethany?
All right, thanks Peyton. Taking a look at your map this morning, looking great overall. Check it out. Look at all the green on your screen. A really great commute for you. I've got no accidents to even tell you about right now, which is awesome considering it's 6:40 in the morning. Nothing in your way if you're heading out the door right now for a morning commute. The only slowdown I'm monitoring is at Naval Station, Norfolk. Now, I will say this is a lot heavier congestion than what I've been seeing in the last month and a half. So just a heads up, if you're used to the kind of light flow we've been seeing for a while, it's changing today. People are slowing down a lot earlier, so heads up, you might want to leave a few minutes earlier. The drive time now up in the red, and it keeps going up and up. We're at 14 minutes, now we're at 16 minutes on 564 West, so leave soon. All our other drive times right now are in the green, though. Dan?
Live now to Galveston, Texas. The Gulf Coast bracing for Hurricane Laura, now predicted to hit as a Category 4 storm. This morning, the race against time to prepare. And it's the third day of the Republican National Convention. We'll recap everything from last night next on Daybreak.
Southern Auto Group is stronger than ever. With 10 brands, 8 locations, and thousands of new and certified pre-owned vehicles, Southern Auto Group has something for everyone, and the savings have never been better. Before you buy, give Southern a try at drivingsouthern.com.
At East Coast Appliance, we never get tired of saying the best price or it's free. 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 The best price or it's free.
The best price or it's free.
At East Coast Appliance, you always get the best price or it's free. Did I say it's the best price or it's free?
Life is full of things to worry about. Your home's foundation shouldn't be one of them. Vertical and horizontal foundation cracks, windows and doors that stick are all indications that your home has foundation issues. At JES Foundation Repair, we offer permanent solutions that help put your worries to rest. Call us today for a free inspection.
Going to Charlottesville? Now ride the rocks. Luxury coach travel with gourmet food and full beverage service. Reserve your seat to Charlottesville now at ridetherocks.com.
All Simpson sport coats, buy one, get one half off. Philip Michael Fashion for Men.
After my father's accident, the insurance company offered nothing. Cooper Hurley took the case and got our family $300,000.
The insurance company lowballed me after my accident. Cooper Hurley took my case to court and got me 3 times what the insurance company offered.
Is your accident worth more than the insurance company says?
Call us. You may be surprised. After my accident, the insurance company offered me less than $13,000. Cooper Hurley got me $185,000.
What's your case really worth? Call us and find out for free.
Find your keys. Find your get up and go. Find pants that aren't sweats. Find your friends. Find your sense of wonder. Find the world is new again. At Chevy, we'd like to take you there. Now, during the Chevy Open Road Sales Event, get up to 15% of MSRP cash back on select 2020 models. That's over $4,200 cash back on this Trax. It's time to find new roads again.
C.E. Thurston & Son, celebrating 100 years.
Breaking news overnight in Kenosha, Wisconsin. We have just learned from police that they have confirmed 2 people were killed and another person injured in a shooting. Now, all this happened at a protest following the shooting of Jacob Blake by police that we've been telling you about all week. So far, officials haven't said what led up to the Blake shooting. They haven't said what led up to the shooting last night that killed 2 people. Yesterday, the governor declared a state of emergency and a curfew after protesters clashed with police. Blake's attorney says his wounds will likely leave him paralyzed from the waist down. An update now out of Richmond, where a House of Delegates committee has advanced legislation making it easier to decertify police who commit misconduct. It would also make it harder for those officers to be hired by other departments. That bill now moves to the House Appropriations Committee. And it's the 3rd night of the Republican National Convention. On stage tonight, you see it there on your screen, Vice President Mike Pence, Second Lady Karen Pence, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, and White House Advisor Kellyanne Conway. And you can catch it all right here on 13 News Now. Meanwhile, the Verified team has been working to fact-check last night's speeches, including a claim on women's unemployment. You can see all that on our website, 13newsnow.com/verify. The Gulf Coast is bracing for a monster storm. Here's what Hurricane Laura looks like this morning. It is big and getting bigger, for lack of a better word. The storm is expected to make landfall sometime tonight or early tomorrow morning. Hundreds of thousands of people are under evacuation orders as we speak. Louis De Leon has a look at how people are preparing.
Well, some people who live in Port Arthur and Beaumont continue to prepare for the force of Hurricane Laura, like boarding up businesses and homes. Some protections have been here for years, like the seawall in Port Arthur right behind me. It's protected a large part of the city for decades, but the storm really might give it the test. Shoppers picked up last-minute items before stores closed up for the storm. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, along with Beaumont PD, worked to move hundreds of inmates from a correctional facility to this county jail, which they say is safer for everyone.
That's part of a sheriff's responsibility, to protect not just the people in the community, but the inmates that many of them who haven't had their court date yet. And so, that's what we do.
And this parking lot acted like a staging area for a lot of buses that eventually helped people evacuate. And at a shopping center in Port Arthur, people are still boarding up businesses. Subcontractors like Ramiro and his partner see it as a chance to work.
I see this as an opportunity to help other people take care of their stuff, and at the same time I can take care of myself and my family, like I was just saying.
And the most common preparation you'll find are boarded up businesses like this Texas Roadhouse. There's dozens and dozens of restaurants in this area. You can see it basically looks like a ghost town.
All right, let's send things over to meteorologist Peyton Domsky now with an update.
We've got a very strong storm on our hands. This is bound to hit actually Category 4 status by early this afternoon. And what we're really seeing right now on infrared satellite, I want to point out a few things to you. We're actually seeing that eye wall right now, that center of circulation of that storm. You can see that bright pocket of even like those blues and greens in the center of that storm. Right now, what you're seeing is all that convective availability from that storm in terms of those bright colors you're seeing on your screen. But parts of New Orleans, at least the coast of Louisiana right now, seeing some impacts in terms of outer bands of this system as it works its way closer to the shore. I also want to give you a perspective here as to just how close the storm actually is to its projected point of landfall, right around Louisiana-Texas state line. It's still about 250 miles off the coast, so it has a little bit to go, but it's going to intensify as it continues to get even closer throughout the bulk of this morning and into this afternoon. Now, in terms of watches and warnings are up. These have actually been extended and pushed even farther north into the state of Arkansas. Watches and warnings in place there in terms of tropical storm status, because like we saw here, the damaging winds, they're still going to be felt, and even heavy rainfall going to extend up into parts of Arkansas and even continuing to move into the central United States. Now, I also want to point out peak storm surge. We could see up to 10 to 15 feet of storm surge right along where this is projected to make landfall. This is because this storm is going to drag lots of water onshore as it makes landfall and continues to weaken, but still going to dump lots of rain beyond just storm surge totals. This is the current track we're we're looking at currently a Category 2 storm as of the latest update from the National Hurricane Center at 5 a.m. But things are going to rapidly intensify. You saw that eye wall that I just showed you. That has to do with a very mature storm, and that's what we're dealing with. Hurricane Laura is going to pack a punch, soon to be a Hurricane 4, a Category 4 hurricane just by early this afternoon. And when it gets to landfall, things get a little bit dicier. It could make landfall as a Category 4 hurricane or a Category 3, but nonetheless, this is going to be a major system impacting parts of Louisiana and Texas and even stretching into parts of central United States. Now, I do want to send you out to the oceanfront. Craig Moeller standing there live. He's got a local report and happening across Hampton Roads. Craig, I want to see you get in the water in terms of maybe hopping in and getting some surf action too.
Surf's up. I'm ready to go, Peyton. I'm not in yet, though. I do want to talk about what the professionals are going to be doing here at the 58th Annual Coastal Edge East Coast Surfing Championships. And I have George Alcaraz here. And George, you guys are about ready to get this thing going about another 10 minutes or so.
Yeah. Our first heat is 7 o'clock a.m. and they're lining up right now. And we've got probably be finished by noon.
All right, so it's interesting to note, we had surfers out in the water. All that's been cleared. You guys are really restricted due to social distancing on how many people can be in here.
Yeah, right now the crew is clearing the beach, and then we have an entrance one way in and one way out. We're counting them as they come in and taking their temperature.
It's really exciting to see the surf conditions out here. They're going to have some great rideable stuff. Our weather today, topping out around 86 degrees, mostly sunny. Tonight, 73 the low. Tomorrow, we're going to be back up into the mid-90s, so a little warmer tomorrow. But really, we've lucked out with some more great surfing conditions.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a pretty good show today. You know, we got 4 more days of this after today. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah, 300 surfers from around the country coming right here to Virginia Beach. You guys had to work hard to make sure that you could pull this off, but you're getting it done.
Yeah, we're getting it done. Of course, safety is our #1 factor here. We're going to take care of that. So
absolutely. Well, good luck with that. I do want to mention 7-day outlook Saturday. We are looking at the remnants from Laura coming through the area. I do expect some scattered showers and storms at that time. Until then, we're looking really good across the area. What a day to be at the ocean front. Pretty tough assignment, huh, Bethany?
Yeah, your job is so hard out there, Craig. Looking good. Hey, looking at our roads, looking good there, too. Here's a look at 664 right now. This is awesome. I got to tell you, traffic moving along great across the board this morning. If you just copy and paste 664 roads conditions and put them all across Hampton Roads, this is what it looks like. No slowdowns, no big accidents. Nothing to really worry about right now. All of our drive times, except for one, are in the green. And that one, I've said it multiple times this morning, Naval Station Norfolk, 564 westbound. If you're headed that way, leave early. Our drive time keeps ramping up, starting to go down a little bit, but still in the red there on 564 west. All of our other drive times looking great, though. Coming in from the peninsula, going towards it, you're in the green there. 264 at the downtown tunnel, in the green there as well. Dan?
Breaking news out of Norfolk, where a child was seriously injured in a late-night shooting. The details next on Daybreak.
Bring your car to Bruce's. You have the right to choose. Choose Bruce's.
Do you need a loan or have something to sell? I'm Glenda Craddock of Hilltop Pawn, and lending money and buying items is what we do. It takes about 5 minutes. We take anything of value, but most large loans and buys are gold or diamond jewelry, high-quality watches, or other high-value items. I've said it before, gold is gold, old or broken. It's still worth money, and a lot of it in some cases. Hilltop Pawn at Laskin and First Colonial, or just Google us.
There is a place where we come together. It's a place where we unwind and wind up, where we can kick off our shoes and know we're right where we belong. This is where we are most comfortable, most ourselves, most happy. This is home. Great moments deserve great furniture. We are Value City Furniture.
Most auto insurers love when you have 2 cars, and they love it even more when you have a driveway full, because they get to charge you more. At Elephant Insurance, we believe the more cars you have, the more you save. We call it the Elephant Multi-Car Discount. It's like buying in bulk, and you can save up to 25%. Take control of your car insurance. Quote online today and see what you can save at elephant.com.
I didn't have any time to go sit down in a classroom. Online was the only option I had.
ECPI University online graduate Kellen.
Once you get into the ECPI University experience, it's just like you're in class, and having the access to the same resources you would if you were in class.
An engaging 100% online learning platform in addition to your local campus.
I couldn't have asked for anything better for an online experience. I definitely would not be here without ECPI University.
Online and local. ECPI University.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call. Summer may be coming to a close, but there's still time to make memories in a cabin loaded with connected tech and in-drive entertainment. Enjoy non-stop routes to summer in a new Nissan.
And don't miss the last of the 2020 models at the Nissan Bottom Line Sales Event. Get a low $169 per month lease on Sentra, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
Good Morning America is just a few minutes away. Here's a sneak preview.
In this morning's GMA First Look, our GMA Study Guide series continues with new ways to navigate schooling during the pandemic. As millions of kids begin studies at home, the news of a desk and furniture shortage.
You would think that the most important supplies would be pens, pencils, crayons, protractors. But in fact, the biggest searches are for kids' desks, chairs.
What can you do if you can't buy a desk? Cherie Lovelace got creative and made her daughter a desk out of an old TV stand.
So my friend posted on Facebook that she had a TV stand for sale for $40. It took 10 minutes to put together, and it's perfect for her.
Coming up at 8 a.m., what parents can do now to make sure their kids are set up with the proper tools for a smooth virtual start to the school year. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
Feeling stressed? Try new Nature's Bounty Stress Comfort. 3 unique gummies for your unique needs. Find peace, boost mood, sleep well. Stress comfort comes naturally, only from Nature's Bounty.
T-Mobile and Sprint have merged. Now, T-Mobile has thousands more locations across the country, more towers, and more coverage than ever before. T-Mobile is America's largest 5G network, with more 5G coverage than Verizon and AT&T combined. Experience it now with our best deal ever. Unlimited for $25 a line for 4 lines, with 5G access included. It's time to join T-Mobile.
Allergies with nasal congestion overwhelming you? Breathe more freely with powerful Claritin D. Claritin D improves nasal airflow 2 times more than the leading allergy spray at hour 1. Claritin D. Get more airflow.
We're still following breaking news out of Norfolk overnight, where a child was seriously injured at a late-night shooting at an apartment complex on Princess Anne Road. Happened just after 10 last night. We know 3 adults and a child were all taken to the hospital. Doctors at CHKD still working to save the child's life this morning. All the adults are expected to be okay. Police haven't said if they have any suspects, but if you can help them solve this quadruple shooting, give the crime line a call. Final check of the roads. Here's Bethany.
All right, thanks, Dan. Taking a look at the Berkeley Bridge. This is a look right before it at 264. Looking great. I will say the downtown tunnel starting to slow down just a bit this morning, so heads up there. But overall, awesome commute. No accidents, no issues. And hey, we were talking about Naval Station Norfolk being the big slowdown of the morning. It still is, but just as quickly as it piles up, it clears out there. So traffic now starting to ease up on the congestion side of things. Naval Station Norfolk on 564 moving along great now. That drive time starting to go down. Still a little bit in the red as you get closer to the gate there, but that's our only drive time in the red. Everywhere else looking good. Peyton, how's our forecast?
Well, I'm still talking Hurricane Laura. In terms of that latest advisory, still that 5 a.m. advisory I want to talk about. It's still a Category 2, just shy of Category 3 status. That's major hurricane status as it turns into that 3, and it's actually projected to make itself known and intensify even further into a Category 4 before reaching landfall and slightly weakening, so we could actually see it make landfall as a Category 3 or 4 storm. I want to give you that perspective in the latest projection. It's going to make landfall right around the Louisiana-Texas state line late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. And I also want to drag you around because we could see some rainfall from Laura by this upcoming weekend. In terms of what we're going to be seeing today, we're going to be seeing 86 degrees degrees, a beautiful one. Check out the 7-day forecast. A lot warmer tomorrow, Dan.
All right, Peyton, thanks. That does it for 13 News Now Daybreak. We leave you with a live shot from Galveston, Texas. Evacuation orders underway as Laura will soon make landfall.
This summer, get back in the driver's seat. Your Honda dealer is open and ready to get you into a new Honda today. Like the versatile HR-V or the fun-to-drive CR-V. Visit the Honda Summer Clearance Event and get a great deal from Honda, KBB.com's 2020 Best Value Brand. Get a great deal on the CR-V at the Honda Summer Clearance Event today.
Produce. At the peak of freshness. That's what you'll find at Harris Teeter's Farmers Market. At this moment, we're gathering the best produce from across America and bringing it to you. We're inspecting for freshness in the fields, on the trucks, and in our stores. Harris Teeter. We do fresh.